Okay, so in this video, I want to go into the AI taking jobs thing, which jobs they would take, pros and cons, and specifically get into the long haul truck driving and all that shit. Now, if AI was to take government jobs, looking over taxes, things like this, I'd be fine with that. I really wouldn't care. I don't think someone should be getting the highest paid jobs in the country looking over people's taxes. I think taxes are important, but there's no real labor there. People are doing work from home. There's kind of this elite class now of people that are doing work from home, kind of analytic jobs, maybe government jobs. I think those are the jobs that maybe AI should take. But that's my personal opinion and stance on it. And it's probably going to change. It might even change as soon as I fucking upload this video. I'm fence sitting like crazy. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm kind of floating in air, but that's my opinion for the day. The jobs I'm kind of skeptical about taking is stuff like the truck driving jobs. You look at the self-checkout. It doesn't work the best. Because they have like maybe, depends on which store you're at, which city you're in, but I think it's usually about 5 to maybe 20 self-checkouts. The ones that have 5, they have the attendant there. The ones that are 20, they have like 3 attendants and a security guard there. So I mean, how much? It's weird. They didn't save any cost from a business end. It's kind of annoying people. You still need the person there. It didn't solve anything. That's kind of my opinion on that in the grocery store. Now, if you were to apply that as at a long haul driver. Now, long haul drivers infamously have a bad job and they complain about it, but they also glorify the negative sides, kind of the concrete cowboy thing. They don't really see their families much. A lot of them don't have families. Now, if you're with a company and you're only driving like city to city within a state, you can definitely have a stable family. But if you're going across the country or into another country, it makes it hard. You're kind of sitting. It's not healthy. I don't know what people do when they're in that position, because I haven't had that position, but I have worked alongside truck drivers in some sense, because I have worked in warehouses. So I have had long haul truck drivers come and pick up like those drainage caps for the roads and, pipes and shit like that. I have had long haul truck drivers pick up that stuff from warehouses that I've worked at. And they seem happy, but it kind of seems like a manic happy that as soon as they get back in their truck, it's just them in their truck and they're probably dissociated. The lot lizards thing, the go pills thing. So it's kind of, you look at this and it's a job that makes sense to replace with AI. But then what are these people going to do? How are they going to make a living? And with the AI in the truck, you're probably going to still need a person in that truck for at least like 50 years. Because they're not going to trust these fucking trucks on the road. It could kill dozens of people. And it could be subject to robberies too. If a truck has a trucker in it, people still try to rob it. But if it doesn't have a trucker in it and it's just an AI, everyone's going to rob that thing successfully all of the time. Especially in the small towns. And I don't want to demonize small towns. Most of small towns are good. 90% of small towns are good. But there's that 10% of them where it's a crooked, satanic almost vibe in that small town. And they're all methed up. And they're going to fucking rob these trucks like crazy if you stick an AI in that fucker. I guarantee it. So, doesn't solve anything. And then, are you going to need a truck driver in every long haul that has AI? Or are you going to have maybe a truck driver remotely controlling them with the remote or looking in a security camera? It doesn't make sense to me. What does make sense to me is to build more rail. That's high paying jobs that they don't want to just give, because it would probably get them in the red, the government, if they're just giving jobs left and right. Because if it's a government job like building the railways, unless they have the military do it or something like that, someone that's already getting paid on the government payroll. But I think rail lines is probably better than long haul. But then you have things like forest fires, mudslides. So it's not easy anyway. Any way you put it, it's not easy. But I think if you had rail lines that go through the entire country in small communities with even populations of like 1 or 200, it would give those 1 or 200 people jobs. And maybe other people from larger towns and cities would move to these smaller communities so they could do maintenance works on the rail lines. It would probably be electric rail if we're looking to the future, so the environmental people would be happy. I don't see why rail hasn't been used more. I mean, it's definitely a topic that happens more on the left than the right. I don't think the right is into rail as much as the left. But I view rail as maybe a solution to that, because I don't think having AI in the trucks, and I don't think having electric trucks does anything either. Like if you're looking at environment, and you're looking at payroll, you're looking at environment, I don't know, but it doesn't make sense to me. You look at what these people are going to do. You lay off truck drivers. Let's say you don't need a driver in the truck. Let's say the AI completely takes the driver out. It will get robbed, but let's move further than that. What are these people going to do? Now, you can look into a universal basic income, and you can look into a shorter work week. You can put them in like Amazon warehouses, but there's only so many jobs you can have. So if you're eliminating jobs and these people identify with the job as a concrete cowboy or whatever they say, and they take pride in being a long haul, they're doing this job that's depressing and no one wants, and they're taking that as a badge of honor, and you take it away from them. Now what are they going to do? That's a question. Now, if UBI works, they could do things with that. They could maybe start doing some kind of podcasting like I'm doing, and we'll see if this becomes successful or not. If this becomes successful and I'm just shit talking and not really having any solid opinions, really, to be honest, and if this works, you could do what I'm doing right now on a UBI, so it would give hope to that at least. But that's an experiment we haven't played out yet. But it would be interesting to see with automation, with AI, with the electrifying vehicles, what'll happen. And with electrifying the long haul drivers, I've mentioned that a couple times. It's not directly relevant, but I'm just kind of brainstorming here. Like, where would they charge these? Because these things take so long to charge, you know? Like, I think a Tesla takes a few hours to charge. I don't know, I've never owned one. But a long haul truck, if a Tesla takes a few hours, a long haul truck would take like a few days. Like, that would, I don't know, man. I think that one company that was trying to copy Tesla, that was called Nikola or whatever, that was making trucks, they were ousted as a fraud, and I think some of those guys are going to court now. So yeah, I think there's a lot of solutions that aren't really solutions being thrown around. That's kind of just my ramble, my brainstorm on this. It kind of came into my head when I was on my hike, and it didn't really come out well on the mic, but hopefully someone kind of gets the drift of what I'm saying. It would have made more sense to record this when I was more fresh in my head, but I was on a mountain, I couldn't do it. But anyways, like and subscribe. If you didn't like this video, there's other videos. You can watch all kinds of videos. All right.